Start things off with our top story. The Federal Railroad Administration has ordered Amtrak to add a new speed control system at the site of Tuesday's deadly derailment.
The system notifies an engineer when a train is speeding and could automatically apply the brakes. CBS 2's Ilana Gold is live with more at Penn Station. Ilana?
Andrea and Diane, starting immediately, Amtrak needs to implement those safety controls when it comes to speeding. The focus is between New York and Washington, D.C., but that's just one of the demands from the federal government, and Amtrak has agreed to make the changes. The Federal Railroad Administration issuing an emergency order for Amtrak to use a speed restriction system. The technology lets the engineer know when the train goes over the speed limit, and if they don't slow down, the system automatically applies the brakes. These controls already in place for trains going south by the crash site in Philadelphia, but not northbound where Tuesday's crash happened. It was heading to New York City, traveling 106 miles an hour, more than double the speed limit when it derailed. Does speed concern you on the trains?
It does sometimes, just the way the train moves.
Well, now I'm thinking about it a little bit more because of the derailment.
The FRA says Amtrak also has to take a close look at curves along the Northeast Corridor and assess the potential risk. It also needs to improve speed limit signs. The measure's welcoming to passengers at Penn Station. Will this make you feel safer?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a pretty good measure for what's been for the incident last week.
The FBI now investigating the crash in Philadelphia and focusing on the train's broken windshield. It says it's possible an object hit the glass right before the crash. Two other trains traveling in the same area that night also have broken windows after potentially getting struck by something.
There's a loud bump. The train immediately slows.
Monica Williams was on the local commuter train known as SEPTA when it got hit. She sat right behind the engineer.
At some point, he comes out and you can see inside, and you can see where the windshield, there's a shatter. It's shattered, there's a hole.
Just minutes later, she says Amtrak 188 passed by moments before it derailed. This exclusive video shows it flying off the tracks. Investigators tell us the engineer Brandon Boshin doesn't remember the crash. His longtime friend James Weir called him afterwards.
He was in shock and he wasn't remembering much of anything. He just couldn't remember.
The engineer is cooperating with investigators, but at this point it's unclear why the train was going so fast. We also want to tell you that Amtrak service between Penn Station and Philadelphia will be restored on Tuesday. We're live at Penn Station this morning. Ilana Gold, CBS 2 News.
All right.